everybody. Welcome to Main Street TV. It is TGIF, and I don't know about you, but I am so thankful that this is the last day of the work week. I am back here today, and lucky you, and we are here with guests from the Lions Club of Jackson. We are here with Karen and Dawn, and after a word from our sponsors, we are going to hear all about the Lions Club and the amazing work that they do in Jackson.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Welcome back. So like I said, we are here with the Lions Club of Jackson, and I was talking to them before the show, and they have so much amazing stuff to share with us today. This is Karen and Dawn from the Lions Club. And first off, I mean, I see that you're holding a bear, and she's holding it like as a comfort item. So don't be stressed. We're good. So first off, can you tell us about the bears? Because, I mean, you're holding the bear. So, I mean, that seems like a good place to start.
Okay. This is a bear, obviously. He wears a tag, and the tag says, handmade and filled with hugs from the Jackson Lion Club's members. Hug me and you'll feel a hug back. We do actually hand make these bears. Matter of fact, we just got together on Wednesday. 3 of us stuffed 16 of them. And the next step is their back has to be sewn up where they were stuffed. So we have a member, Bobby Daniels, and there you go. That's unstuffed and stuffed. We didn't get them all finished, sewn up in the back, so Bobby took some home, and I got a text from her this morning, and she said her husband Randy asked her why she had bears separated on the bed, on the couch and the chair. And Bobby being Bobby, she said, well, the ones on the couch are in the ICU, and the ones on the chair are in the step-down unit ready to go home. So, but there's a picture of we get together to stuff them. I happen to have been a sewer for my whole life, so I get them to the point where they need stuffing, and then it's quite a party when we do the stuffing for sure. And the important part is they're filled with hugs, and this is the community care closet, and it's housed in the Faith Ministry Center is what I'm trying to remember here. They're kind enough to host it for us. You'll see the buckets there. Our goal is for every child that needs help, and there's children that end up in horrible situations. We provide 6 sets of clothing, full sets, socks, jeans. We try to have them the kind of clothes they can be comfortable going to school. You'll see there's also a duffel bag, and many of these kids have a plastic bag as all they own, so we try to give them a little bit of dignity. And I keep saying the Girl Scouts are actually who started this. We contribute funding for the storage and the bags and the bears, but Kathy Garvey gets a ton of credit for the rest. And this is our man, Matt Garvey. He's modeling a bear. And the reason he's modeling a bear is because it has trains on it, and his huge hobby in life is trains. So the reason I included this slide is, to me, the importance of life. We do very serious stuff. We serve and we care about it, but we have so much fun doing it. And there's a tail twister is one of the offices in our club, and Matt's a supreme tail twister. And at that picture, he's dressed for the Christmas auction that we do to raise funds. And I'm treasurer. I have a background in finance. And one of the things I really appreciate about Lions is one of the hard, fast rules as a treasurer is I have to have 2 buckets of money. If it's raised from the public, it has to be spent on the public. If it's stamps or anything we need to run the club, it has to be raised by club members.
Okay.
So we do this in-house Christmas auction. Pat Ball is a member. He's kind enough to run the auction professionally, and he it's a lot of fun. It really is.
You were telling me that you've made over 400 of these.
We've made over 400 bears because it expanded from community care closet. Don's daughter worked at a nursing home, and she said, gee, this would really be nice. And we are fortunate enough to deliver them. And the reception was $1 million reception for sure. So we've now given them to Holzer's Assisted Living, the Buckeye Hills on the Hill, the one up in Inglewood, not Inglewood, I used to live in Inglewood, Wellston, it's Inglewood Hills, I think is the name of it. Anyway, we've also given over 100 to the VA Center in Chillicothe. We have them in funeral homes, and they add up. Just in this month, we've given 8 away. There was a fire in Colton. And they get hugged. They get hugged a lot, and it's a joy that we can do it, for sure. So I'll go back to hugging him.
I love that story. I love the idea of being able to offer comfort in a time where somebody may be scared, especially a child, may be overwhelmed and scared, moving from one place to another, whether it's it's generally because of trauma, whether it's because of a fire or their house is unlivable, or they're being taken by an agency to protect them. Whatever the case is, they're so scared and looking for comfort. And the idea that you're able to offer that to them in such a small way, but I can guarantee you it makes a giant impact. I am sure that actually if you go to those same children many years later, they probably still have that comfort item because it's what got them through a very difficult situation.
And we get feedback often. There was one family, the grandmother ended up with 4 kids, and she gave them a bath, put them all in their new clean pajamas, gave them their animals, and she said it was the first night they slept. And the next morning, the 2-year-old never let go of the bear, which is a typical 2-year-old. We have one gal that requested a cow. So I found black and white cow print. She got her cow. And I heard back later, if you're shopping in Walmart, you may see her and her cow. So, and in the nursing homes, we were distributing in a nursing home and going down the halls, and we had done the people first in the central area. And we got done with the halls and came back, and there's 3 of them at the table. They've got their bears, and they're enacting a play with each other, with the bears talking. So they're hard not to hug, and
It is. It's giving care and comfort sitting here. So, you can only imagine a scared child. This is a grown adult who hopefully we're not scaring, but to have a small child that really is going through probably a devastating change, to be able to have something, and it's a sign that somebody cares about them enough to give them something that's new and just for them, that they don't have to share or give back. So
we actually understuff them a little bit. They have to have the squeezability factor. That's part of the
keep going in this
that.
direction, we may have to go convert from the Lions Club to the Bears Club.
I don't think we have a Bears Club. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen the Bears, but
and no, I'm not going to
outside of Chicago.
I'm not going to try to make a bear.
So I know Lions does a lot of other things,
Yes.
Both internationally and locally. You were telling me about the Vision program, which
Yes.
you guys have to hear about this. This is great. So.
Vision is one of the 5 key areas that Lions focus on. We happen to have a member, Dr. Richard Billman, which many of you have probably seen. He cares about vision a lot. He cares an extra lot about getting care for kids as soon as possible. And our host was talking about she was 7 before she could see with glasses. So
Nobody could figure out why I was walking into walls. I don't know. 7, and actually they caught it in school. So if it had been caught much earlier,
it's an issue. So
would have less bruises.
He did the research, and we purchased. It's called a Plus Optics machine, and it is so designed to take vision screening of kids because you're talking 9 months to 5 years. They're not going to sit still. They just have to stand. They look at the machine. It's making great squirreling noises. It's got 2 eyeballs looking at them. It only takes about 20 seconds to take the reading that's needed. And if there is a referral needed, it'll print out the details for whatever doctor they go to. and we give the parents a slip explaining it. And we try and close the loop, because saying your child needs glasses isn't the easiest thing for everybody. So we have a vision aid program, and if you don't have insurance, there's a $25 copay, and we will supply the exam and the glasses.
Wow.
And we provided, last year, our year ends on June 30th, we provided over $3,000 in vision aid to people in Jackson of any age. You don't have to be a child. Any age, you can get an exam and glasses.
And if you wear glasses, you know it is not inexpensive to go to the doctor. A lot of times insurance doesn't cover vision care, unfortunately, and then you still have to go and purchase the glasses. So it's not always an easy situation, especially if you're dealing with somebody who may have transportation issues or financial issues. The idea that they would not have to make a decision between being able to see and food on the table.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good, because if somebody can't see, whether they're a child or an adult, if you can't see, I mean, I'm speaking from experience here, if you can't see, you really can't live, especially if your vision is as bad as mine is. I wouldn't be able to drive. I wouldn't be able to basically walk unassisted, because once again, I would literally walk into walls. I wouldn't be able to read. There's just so many things that I would not be able to do without my glasses. So, and I can't, I mean, they are a part of me. They're an integral part of me. Like, I can't function in the day. I can function without a lot of things. Glasses is not one of them. But, so to be able to assist people in the area who need that financial assistance, to be able to lead a happy, successful life, I mean, seriously, glasses are, I mean, I know this from experience, glasses are actually life-changing.
And I should mention, you can go to the provider of your choice. We have the forms with, of course, Dr. Billman and Green and Associates, I think they're still called that, and Walmart too. So you can choose where you go get your exam and your glasses. Okay, we talked about the screening.
Sorry, I made her go out of order because I was so excited about the Bears.
No, it's fine. I know it makes sense next, is recycling eyeglasses. Lions has done that forever, and your used eyeglasses, we do have boxes in town where you can drop them off. That's maybe the most frequent question we get, is where do you take the glasses? Also, something new, they'll take prescription sunglasses now.
Okay.
So we have Anytime Fitness on Main Street. Holzer Clinic, you go up to the second floor, and it's by the desk. Walmart has one, and both of the funeral homes in town have a box too. So
what happens to the glasses once they are dropped off by somebody?
and our glasses go up to Columbus, where they're refurbished, and they also check what the prescription is in the glasses and sort them. They generally go to undeveloped countries, and they get distributed there, where there's many people that do walk into walls for a long time.
Well, and once again, if you can see, it literally will change somebody's life.
Yeah.
So if you're in an area, a farming community, any kind of community, but you haven't been able to be a productive member of your community, whether that is by farming or by working and providing for your family or providing for your community, now that you can see, you can actually work and help to provide and be personally and probably mentally feel better about everything.
I realized I forgot a very important part with the Bears, and I want to emphasize, Lions we serve, and we also have a lot of fun doing it, but we serve is why we're there, and there's multiple activities that you do not need to be a lion to participate in, and stuffing the animals is one of them. You need no sewing experience. You don't need to be a crafter. The picture you saw of Matt Garvey holding a bear, Matt Garvey is a good-fisted, big hand guy. He's one of our best stuffers. He's figured out a way to do it. He likes doing it. He's a riot. But anyway, we gather, depending on the need, every couple months or so to stuff them. And we post it on our Facebook page, which is Jackson, Ohio Lions, when we have an upcoming stuffing. So anybody's welcome, and some of us bring friends and stuff. So I wanted to emphasize that. And the next thing you could participate on is we do the flag display. Maybe you've seen the flag display on Main Street. We do it for the holidays. There's 8 times, and we actually put out about 130 flags.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize there were that many.
There are. We know. And we also maintain the flags. That's part of the thing. Anyway, there's 4 routes, and it's a pretty simple process. They're stored out off on Main Street, and load them up for your route in a pickup truck, drive the route, take them out, unfurl them, put them in, and sometime, usually Friday of the holiday weekend, and then Sunday or Monday, depending on the holiday, we reverse the process and roll them up and put them back. It's something anybody can do, and if you don't want to even get out of the truck, if you'd be willing to drive the truck, we'd be happy to have you. So I want to open that up to everybody, and that's one of those things that I think just really looks nice for the community.
Well, I think it's an easy way for community members to get involved. It's a very short commitment. You're not committing to days and days of work. And you're making our city look better. It's kind of like the flowers on Main Street,
Yep.
which is almost Monday, so I'll be watering again on Main Street. But it's like a continuing thing here. So you can add to the beautification of our downtown area and the patriotism and just the overall feel of our small town of Jackson is give that small town feel.
Yes.
And it's we appreciate the folks who sponsor these flags.
Okay.
Most of them are businesses, but some of them are residents. So maybe you're a little surprised how many we had. We do have some in the residential areas too.
Okay.
And so that's an opportunity for people to contribute that way. But yeah, it's really nice to be able to have the flags out. And
Yeah. And it's a fundraiser for us, so a nice dual purpose kind of thing.
So if you like the flags on Main Street and downtown, you should contact the Lions and sponsor a flag.
And I should talk a little bit about the quilt shop. At one point, I went in some businesses in Main Street that didn't have a flag, and they've got the hole to put it in right in front of their building. And it's not an easy thing to walk in cold and say, would you like to buy? But I got into the Liberty Quilt place, a young gal, and she's like, oh, you're the one, because she'd been trying desperately to find out how to get a flag. And she wanted it to match the other flags. So, and if you look now from Liberty Quilting on up, she's told a lot of people along her piece of Broadway. So, but that's, I'm a new to Jackson person, and the spirit in Jackson is just so much good. Yeah.
Next time you see the flags out, you need to think to yourself, thank a lion. Thank you, Lions.
And thank you, sponsors.
And thank you, sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay. Something else that people can participate in is our blessing box. And the library has been kind enough to let us place it in front of their building on the Broadway side. There's a gentleman that lives across the street that actually has a camera that he checks, which has been very helpful to keep the people using it, or people that need to use it. It's the idea behind the blessing box. It's food, and as it says on the sign on it, it is take what you need or leave what you can. And there was a famous time when I drove up to it and pulled beside it, and there was a car in front of me. In front of it, a young man, younger than I expected, was out getting some stuff. So I kind of waited a minute, and I decided to go up and started a conversation with him. And he looked at me and he says, I finally got a job, but I don't get paid till next Monday. And this was I think, a Monday, or maybe a Saturday, but it was a week away. And I said, that's great, I'm happy for you. So I decided to bring him around and open the trunk of my car and say, here's some more stuff. Do you want to take some of this too? And he says, oh my gosh, he says, I can have lunch next week. And stuff like that sticks with you. One, it feels good to help, but two, if you don't appreciate what you have, I mean, seriously, And the other day I was at book club in the library, and we're looking out. You could see the blessing box from where we sit. And I was watching a guy with a pickup truck literally throwing it directly from the blessing box into the back of the pickup truck. And I'm kind of thinking, yeah. And we kept watching. He had 3 little kids in the back of that pickup truck. And as he drove away, it was an old, beat-up pickup truck. And then you say, yeah, that's why we do it. And this is another thing. Please, anybody can donate into the blessing box.
So what are some things that that would be good things to put in there? I noticed it looked like there may have been toiletry items in there as well. I know that a lot of times, like the pantries aren't donated those types of items, and the blessing boxes don't often get them. But people need like toothpaste and soap and sanitary items.
Absolutely. And if you put a can in, I always say, please try and have a pop top, because can openers have a life expectancy of seconds when we put them in there. You want, easy things to prepare. I get the individual servings of cereal, and then I get the powdered milk, and you get powdered milk in individual packages that'll make a small quantity. And the, bread, that's another thing. Peanut butter and jelly is a great thing, but if you don't put the bread in there, I don't think there's wrong things. I think easy to prepare. And
I would think, things that require heat are probably good, but remember that not everybody has access to a stove or an oven. So macaroni and cheese, I know, is always donated to like the food pantries, but we also have to remember that there are people who don't have access to the milk and the butter necessarily to make macaroni and cheese. And even Easy Mac requires a microwave, and not everybody has access to that if they're housing insecure.
Yes, and you can certainly put those things in, and there are people that do, but not exclusively.
Yes.
And the other thing I love about the blessing box, and we need to talk about Crystal and the Lions, she has got her grandchildren that she gets the stuff for it, and her grandchildren come with her, and they put it in the blessing box, and I think it's a great way to get kids in the idea that you give and help other people.
Oh yeah, there's so much you can do. I know that times are tough for everybody, and we're all pinching pennies, and a lot of people are living from paycheck to paycheck, unfortunately. But there's so much that you can do that costs little or costs nothing, honestly. My big thing, when my kids were younger, we would go to Costco or Sam's Club, and we'd buy something in bulk that they were sure they were going to love forever, and we had like 60 packages of it. And they'd get through maybe 10 and decided they never wanted to eat it ever again. And so now you've got 50 packages of brand new, shelf-stable, perfectly edible, still in Best By use by date, that nobody in your house is going to eat. Share it with other people, whether it's your neighbor or through the blessing box or through the food pantries. Our food pantries right now, I don't know if you're aware, but the food pantries locally are just really struggling. Yeah. They don't have the resources to be able to distribute food. And so it's even more important, the blessing boxes, because if our neighbors can't go to pick up a box of food, at least they can get some things that maybe they can supplement to be able to provide for their kids, or themselves. So.
And hunger is one of the main focuses, one of the 5 focuses of Lions. And our Lions Club belongs to a zone, which belongs to a district, and you get to state. It goes all the way up. But the district usually does a massive project each year, and one year it was make bags for the food pantries. And we were in a gym and packed, I don't know how many 100 bags that day, really well organized. They had gotten incredibly good choices. They even had recipes with it on how to prepare the food.
That's actually a really good idea.
And we were fortunate to bring back, I think, 75 bags that we gave to the food pantry. So there's lots of ways you can help, and it makes a difference. And it makes a difference for you, too.
And you don't have to be a Lion. Literally, if you're going through, you're cleaning out your pantry, and once again, you bought something in bulk, and you're like, why did I buy this much? Or you're shopping. You can pick up an extra box of cereal or an extra thing of peanut butter. A lot of times you'll go to like Kroger, and it'll be like buy 5, you get to buy it cheaper. And you're like, well, I don't really need 5. Well, if you need 4, pick up that extra one if you're able, and take it over to the blessing box because somebody can use it. And once again, hungry people are not successful members of our community. You can't go to work hungry and be an effective employee. You can't send a child to school hungry and expect that they're going to be able to learn for the day. Right. And if we want a strong, healthy community, we need to pitch in as neighbors. And so I think it's important that you're doing something that does not require you to be a member of the organization. Anybody can do this. The Lions have just given you the box to be able to put it in a central location in downtown.
And you could admire the box if you want. Doug Johnson is a member and a finished, very good carpenter, and he made a beautiful box. Don ended up refurbishing a little bit so it could be outside and heavily used. He made it sturdy and stuff.
And don't forget toiletries too. If you're I love this. This is the thing that I do. So if you are traveling and you're at a hotel and they have those little soaps and the little shampoos and lotions and stuff, those are already put out for you. And if you use them, that's great. But if you don't use them, you can always bring them back with you and you can put them into the blessing box. Because once again, somebody who may be struggling and toothpaste is a luxury for a lot of people. Soap may be a luxury. If you have to make the choice between soap and food, I'm going to choose food. I mean, let's be real. And once again, clean and healthy people make our community stronger. Well. So, and sanitary items. People don't think about that as well. Baby diapers, I would assume, as well. These things are expensive. I mean, we all know they're expensive. We've all gone to Walmart and bought tubes of toothpaste. The prices just keep going up. And so if we can provide that little bit of help to a neighbor, I think it's a very easy and relatively cheap way of giving back to our community.
I can do 10 Chef Boyardee and 10 cereal and the milk, usually for under $25 at Dollar Tree. Yeah. I want to give a minute here to quiet peaceful Don because
yeah, I've been kind of talking over Don, so sorry.
He's one of our fundraisers this fall is a project that is his, and I want him to talk about it. The calendars.
Oh, the calendars. Okay. Well, about 3 years ago, we put together a Birds and Butterflies of Jackson County calendar.
Okay.
This is 8.5 by 11 on a hard stock. It's a spiral bound calendar, and all the pictures in that one were in Jackson County. Plan to do that again this fall. We sell a calendar for $20, and the proceeds will go locally to helping our outreach with vision aid. So my background is in wildlife conservation, so get an opportunity sometimes to get closer to wildlife than normal. I'm going to expand the offering this time around. There'll probably be some dragonfly pictures, some wildflower pictures, maybe an amphibian or two, but there'll definitely be some birds and butterflies in it. So you probably would be able to identify most of the species that show up in there, but every once in a while sneak one in that you'd be surprised. We do have a really nice array of flora and fauna in Jackson County. So opportunity here will be, you put your order in, and then we'll be able to deliver those to you in probably the first week of December.
Okay.
So more likely than not, you'll hear another announcement about that. Perhaps we can come back here, or we can certainly with the newspaper announce there. But anyway, we appreciate that support. But again, the funds from that, proceeds from that, will go to helping us do more with the vision.
And they were telling me, I don't know I can't remember if we said, but they actually go to the local Head Start and do the vision intervention with the kids prior to being school age, which, like I said, makes a huge difference. If you can solve or start to solve a vision problem prior to a child starting school, you're giving them
Huge
you're not necessarily a head start, but you're leveling the playing field with children that can see 2020. They're not doing that struggle during the time where it's so critical that they're learning shapes of letters and shapes of numbers and being able to write. You can't write if you can't see, and like I said, you can't do a whole lot of things if you can't see.
Can't see,
But
for sure.
so if they can do it before a child starts kindergarten or TK, that child's going to be much more prepared for success in the classroom.
It matters. And I want to mention on the calendars, because I realize not everybody keeps a physical calendar anymore, but Dawn has carefully picked out a calendar with nice big boxes. So it really is a useful calendar.
I think at this point we all use printed calendars for the pictures. I'm gonna be serious. I mean, I have an actual calendar, a planner that I keep on my desk that I keep notes on and stuff. But calendars like yours, I keep because of the pictures. And what's amazing about that is that I keep calendars for a very long time. It doesn't matter to me that the calendar has expired. I'll just keep it up because I like the picture, or cut out the picture and use it for something else.
And you can also recycle. These are gorgeous pictures if you want to recycle them for kids to cut up or whatever.
Probably can frame them. Honestly, you probably could go get yourself a frame.
Well, if you go in Dr. Billman's office, there's one of Don's pictures framed.
Because I only saw the picture that we had up on the screen, and those are amazing. Do you take all the photos that are in there as well?
Yes, yeah, I'm kind of selfish. I won't let anybody else contribute to it at this point. But yeah,
We all need our passion projects.
Yeah.
Bears, pictures.
But the opportunity to photograph some of what we have here in Jackson County is cool. So I might sneak one in from Gallia County because I spent some time there as well. But
Okay, well, it's wildlife.
it's wildlife, yes.
They don't understand a county border.
Yeah.
They don't care that they're in Gallia versus Jackson. They're just going to keep walking, or flying, or
and
jumping.
the next picture that our faithful assistant here, if you could put up the food picture, please. There you go.
The famous veal.
Yeah,
famous.
so
I know that picture.
one of our other fundraisers. So you can help two ways. You could perhaps volunteer to help in the booth, but you could also come and purchase a Jackson County, what we call Jackson County veal, but these are Newman's
We
veal.
call them Jackson Lions.
Jackson Lions veal. I'm
Okay,
sorry. Yeah.
you know what? I can say I've never had a Jackson Lions veal. I have had a Jackson County veal, but I've not had Jackson Lions veal.
Yeah. So this is another, quote, fundraiser. We're having one, looks like it'll probably be on October 18th.
Okay.
So a little early to be promoting it right now, but we'll hopefully get a chance to let you know about that one again. Probably be offering it starting at 11 in the morning on that Saturday and going to about 6 o'clock or until we sell out, which fortunately we've been able to do pretty consistently.
And where do you set up?
The old Farmer Sportsman's
Got it.
booth on, I'm going to forget the name
Veterans?
of the street, Veterans Drive. We also, at the veal sale, will collect used eyeglasses happily. And October is we call it Socktober, because one of the things that members do as they come to meetings is we bring particular things to help the community care closet. And socks and underwear, they always try and have brand new, and they're always low on socks. So.
Yeah, let's be clear that you can't bring a pair of socks and underwear and get a veal.
No, it's
But we
an
appreciate your contribution.
additional donation.
Yeah, additional donation, yes.
Okay, so
And once again, with socks and underwear, I'm sorry, Karen, but with socks and underwear, it's the same thing. You buy them in big packages. Socks come like 10 to a package. Keep 8, donate 2. I mean, or donate the whole package. That's even better, especially if you find them on clearance, like after back to school and stuff. And same thing with underwear. Pick up an extra if you're able to. I mean, obviously not everybody is able to, but if you are able to, it does make a huge difference to people. So
yes, it does. We do have official membership, and we do conduct meetings. The meetings are September through May at the Faith Ministry Center.
where's that at? I'm sorry.
It's on Walter Street, which if you're a native, you can explain much better than me. It's off Anderson, off Main Street, and there's a gas station on the corner. The street almost looks like a driveway, but it's not.
Out in the
Okay,
neighborhood.
Dawn, where is it?
Out in the neighborhood, close to Papa John's. That's
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank
if you can get that close, you're going to find us.
Okay.
They start at 6, and we visit for a while, and we have a meal, and we're done absolutely by 8, and sometimes by 7:30. it's an amazing group of people because you join Lions because you want to make the world a better place. And it doesn't matter, religion, background. Matt Garvey and I have the most opposite background you could imagine putting together. And at this point, I've known him 10 years. I would walk through fire for that man because his approach to life and what he's done with what he started with is it's amazing. And he brings humor, he brings hard work, and there's everybody in the club that I admire. And we leave everything else outside. You care about each other, and it's been amazing, the friendships I've developed. And I don't know if I said it out loud. I was brand new in town when I heard an ad, and I answered the ad. I went to the website to find out how to join, and it's been a blessing in my life.
Well, we all know that I moved here about a year ago, and the service groups are a great way to meet new people, whether you've been here your whole life or you're just moving to the community. Whichever the service group is, they're all doing great work in the Jackson area. Our friends from the Lions, the Kiwanis, the Rotary, the Women's Club, Jaffe, all of these groups are dedicated to improving the lives of our neighbors and beautifying our community. They're only looking out for the welfare of the area. And if you can get involved in a small part or a big part, you're just improving everybody's lives, yours, your families, your children's, future generations. There's just no downside. There's really just no downside. I mean, what I love to hear from Lions, so we used to be very big in Boy Scouts, and you give a little bit and suddenly you're giving like a whole lot of your time. So it's great that you have opportunities that if somebody is busy and doesn't have a lot of time to donate, there are other ways that they can get involved, whether it's your stuffing project or dropping things off at the blessing box or donating a couple hours on a Friday to put the flags out. And it also doesn't sound like it takes a lot of skill either. I'm sure there are things that require like skilled craftsmanship that you guys could use in your club and in your activities, but there are a lot of things that
don't take
that your regular people could just come and help out with.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're regular people for sure. And we're not a strict organization in that you've got to come to every meeting. Ted Nickstein, who's been a member for over 50 years, he summers in Florida, and he's still a wonderful member. When he comes back up in September, he'll help with the veal sale, and he contributes.
That brings up a good point. So I was asking them how long their club has been around in Jackson, and it's been around
93 years.
93 years. So I said, wow, how long has the Lions as a whole group, this is an international organization, they are literally all over the world, how long have they been around?
And it's over 100 years.
It's over 100 years. So the Jackson group has been around since near the beginning of the formation of the Lions. So this is a very well-established group that has been making an impact for nearly a century in our community. So I think that's impressive. If you can go for 93 years and keep going, major props to you. So
It's international in scope, and of course there are clubs all across the globe. And we do, as our Jackson Club, contribute internationally, but most of our donations that we raise, we get turned around and come right back to locally to this area, which is another nice way to know that, if that's how you prefer to help out, besides the blessing box and besides the flags.
My favorite club donation is every child in Head Start gets a new book every year that they can take home. Because reading, you talk about seeing, reading, you got to read.
Well, you were also talking about the fact that you work with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library project to provide books to children as well.
The Leos help get parents set up.
So tell us about the Leos. That's a good segue. We want to talk about the Leos.
The Leos always have more than 120 members. You'll see them around town when there's help needed. Often the fundraising fairs at the elementary schools. They're the guys helping run the booths. The Clips, I forgot the fancy name for it. They just had the hair cutting thing at the church last weekend. The Leos were there helping.
And the Leos are
High school aged.
they're high school age, and they're out of Jackson High School. Your group is out of Jackson
High School.
And they have over 100 members of high school age kids that are volunteering, once again, within the community. So they're being prepared to give back, which is...
It's interesting because they come May each year to our club and talk a little bit about what they've done that year. And we ask the students, what had the most effect on you. And one year they got a grant because Meals on Wheels, they were helping with that, and they got a grant for people that have pets to provide a house for the pet outside and the things that they needed. So these kids were in these houses where Meals on Wheels were being delivered, and it changed them. And they came home and talked to their parents about it, what they had seen and the value of what they had done to help these people. Because Meals on Wheels for a while was also delivering pet food, because people would feed their pets before they fed themselves, is the way it goes sometimes.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. So...
And a shout out to Crystal Finch,
Yeah.
as Karen mentioned earlier. She's the advisor for that club, and she just does a wonderful job. She's a lion, Jackson Lions, but we really, really need to appreciate.
She has people skills I can only dream about. My little pointed-headed accountantess, I help her with some paperwork. So.
Well, I think it's great that you're doing, that you have a group within the high school that is so active in our community and in helping out. I know that it gives them the soft skills that are required for them to go forward, whether it's to college or career, in how to deal with people, but it also gives them an appreciation of what it takes to be a community, to work together. I mean, it's a lot of those soft skills that our kids need to be successful adults. They get from volunteering and giving back. So.
And if you could please put up the slide again that has the contact information, I would appreciate it. I'm the one that checks the Gmail account, so if you have any questions or anything, please, it's Jackson Ohio Lions Club at Gmail. Please feel free to email, and I will actually get back to you.
And we'll put all of the contact information in the comments so that you can have them for future reference as well. So we'll make sure all of that is there. They meet the first Wednesday of the month for most of the year, except for July and August. And I would think it's worth checking out. I'm going to check it out, most definitely. And because Eric will say, because you need another thing on your plate. But but it sounds like you really are doing good work locally in our community, which is very, very important to me.
Thank you. And you're the exact person that Lions attracts. Which is nice to be around. But to have a group of people that care is a gift.
I think it's special. I mean, just the projects that you work on just touch my heart. Whether it's vision, because I have vision problems and have for my entire life, or the bears that help traumatized children. I've dealt with traumatized children. These are my passion projects, and honestly, I didn't know anything really about the Lions except for the fact that when I'm cleaning out the drawers of used glasses, I usually would drop them into a Lions box at my local optometrist. And that's all I knew about Lions before they came into the studio today. So I am so excited. I probably have found a new service organization. So,
and I think
my husband's probably going, yay, I don't know.
And you'd probably be great helping with the 3 and 4 year olds in the vision screening. I can see.
No.
Okay, I've.
And you probably don't want me driving a golf cart to put out the flagpoles either. So I'm a danger in a golf cart. If you ever see a golf cart going down Main Street on Mondays,
beware.
Stay off the sidewalk. Okay. So that's the joke around here. So.
We appreciate your invitation and the chance to share.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Nope. Just thanks for supporting Lions and thanks for reaching out to your community, however you do, in terms of local service.
Well, please come back and visit us again. You're welcome to come back anytime that you have something coming up. Please come share your photos. I would love to see them, and your Christmas auction, all of those kinds of things. We love to share those opportunities with our viewers, not our visitors, with our viewers. So
They're visitors.
So our good friend Pete Wilson is in the house, and after a word from our sponsors, we will be back with the headlines from Jackson and Vinton County.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
And we are back with Pete Wilson with all of our local news. Hey, Pete.
Hey, how we doing this morning?
It is Friday, Pete.
TGIF. We all love that, don't we?
I am so happy it's Friday. It's the first day for local football. It's the end of a very long week.
Right. Everybody kind of exhales a little bit when they get this far along. So, but we do have some news to share. Mostly good news, so we like that. Down in Oak Hill, there is an incipient project that is very important to the community and really beyond. They have a pool there that is village owned. That was built in the late 50s. I think it opened in 1961. There's a couple different dates I've seen on that, but the latest date I have is 1961. It's called the Margaret Ann Pool. Mm-hmm. It was a donation, largely at least, a donation through the Davis family to the village. And it has been a very important part of the Oak Hill community all along, and they've been able to keep that open. They even have in the village, even though they have an income tax there, they also have a very small parks and recreation levy, which I think is very progressive for a very small village. And it's primarily there to help them maintain that pool. Now, everything is expensive when you get into capital improvements and so forth. And the pool is, as I said, about 65 years old now. So, at the village council, the last meeting, which Red Thompson Jr. Covered, and we will have a more detailed report in our Saturday edition, by the way. They are talking about a capital campaign that they have started, and they want one of two things to happen. They either want to raise enough money to modernize and renovate and update the pool, or they want to have enough money to build a new pool at the same site. So that is very exciting. That man right there, who looks very comfortable there, is a real go-getter. That is Brian Moore. He is a member of Village Council. Hadn't been on Village Council very long, but he's a proud graduate of Oak Hill High School, very involved in community activities. And he's kind of spearheading this. He was the one who kind of laid out the situation to the mayor and the other council members. But what they're hoping is that with this capital campaign, and of course, they have already made a request to the state representative, Jason Stevens, for some capital money in one of the next state budgets that come out. Each state representative and state senator have some influence in picking some capital improvement projects in their district. Of course, there's not nearly enough money to go around for all the things.
Can't do everything in 1 year.
But Oak Hill has put in a bid. Doesn't mean that they're going to get it. They have put in a bid for a $1 million request of capital improvements. And Jason Stevens has been very supportive of wanting to go that direction. And he will have a ton of influence in that happening. It hasn't happened yet. But of course, that would be a lot of the money that they would need. They are estimating right now that the project would be at least in the range of $850,000 to $1 million. If they end up renovating the pool because it's feasible, they will do some kind of feasibility study, and some expert will say, hey, listen, this is what renovation would cost and what you would have to do. This is what a new pool would cost. So what can you afford and what is the most feasible? It may be a deal where you may as well start all over with a new pool. But if they renovate, what they want to do for sure is replace the base of the pool, modernize, expand, improve the restrooms and concession stand area, and also install lights for night swimming.
Okay.
Since that pool was built, and just in more recent years, it's become a state law that pools have to have lights, whether you use them at night for night swimming or not. So that would be something that they have to do anyway. If they go the other option, once again, they'll just have to figure out, are they going to get the capital money, which would pay, maybe the higher cost that it would be to do a new pool, and how much money can they raise locally from businesses and sponsors and maybe other grants or whatever. So that is a very big item going on right now in the village of Oak Hill. Details in the Telegram on Saturday. Okay, speaking of water, a different type of story out of Wellston involving water. Jeremiah Shaver was at the Wellston City Council meeting last night. They are in the city has been very aggressive in trying to repair water lines. Now, the water lines in Wellston go back a long way, and they have had constant problems in recent years with leaks in water lines because they're old.
Yes.
They're trying to replace water lines, but of course this costs a lot of money.
Yes.
There have been some money available, and they have done a lot, but there is much, much more to do. So they are always dealing with water leaks, which of course disrupt water service, sometimes completely in an area. They have been looking for the last 2 to 3 months for what they describe as a major leak that they can't find. You can't plug a leak, repair a leak, if you can't find it. And they have had trouble finding it, and they are going public on this now. They are asking the public, water customers, residents, businesses, or whatever, if they notice low water pressure where they are, or if they see any sign of a leak on the surface or whatever in their area, anything that might indicate that there is a leak, call the city of Wellston, post something on their Facebook, let them know that you're having trouble, and this may be indicative of where their major problem is. Because right now, it's costing them a lot of money. Someone's going to pay for that water, whether it's in the shower.
If you see something, say something.
Right, exactly. It's cost them a lot of money losing treated water, which costs money to treat, of course, and then the overtime of the employees going out trying to find the leak and also treating the water. So that number at Wellston is 740-384-2720. Of course, they are a 4-day work week at Wellston. So if it's on Friday or after hours or on the weekend, you can call the Wellston Police Department. You don't have to wait until Monday. And the police department's number, a lot of folks know that. It's 740-384-2171, and easy to look up. That's not a 911. That is a landline call that you want to make.
Yeah, that's not an emergency call.
Exactly. All right, some little bit of excitement at the Buckeye Hills Career Center yesterday.
I saw this.
Right. No, it ended up that there was no problem, but always, what's the phrase? You have an abundance of caution when you're talking about a potentially dangerous situation and all those kids in one place. The Buckeye Hills Career Center, of course, is just east of Rio Grande there at Bidwell. And what happened yesterday, we kind of pieced this together, but what happened was there was a young man who had fled from Scioto County Child Protective Services while he was on the University of Rio Grande campus, which is nearby. Now, that male was not considered potentially dangerous, but he was AWOL, and they were afraid, because he's a young person maybe, that he might go to Buckeye Hills Career Center, which is nearby. So, out of caution, they locked down the campus for a couple hours. The lockdown ended when the young man was found safe and I don't know whether you say taken into custody, but detained. And so that's what was going on yesterday, because a lot of times when this comes out first, There's Facebook activity or nervous calls from students or from the school saying, hey, we're on lockdown. Sometimes you don't know exactly why you're on lockdown. And as we know, the history of threats and violence in schools across the country,
We always get scared as a parent.
You are careful. You are careful. And I'll have to say this, sometimes people complain about, the number of lockdowns and like that take place. But I think if I was in charge of a school, I'm going to play it safe every time because you just don't know.
As somebody who worked in education, I would rather be safe than sorry, 100%.
Absolutely. Okay, we have a celebration that we're going to document in the Saturday edition of the Telegram. It's the Jackson First Church of the Nazarene. They have been around 95 years.
Okay.
That is a long time.
That is a very long time.
There's a picture of the church. A lot of people who may not be aware of the church or go to the church, they see it from the highway, State Route 32, between Jackson and Wellston. Now, you can't access off 93. You access on the other side of the church from in town off Carr Street and on Powell Drive, where there's a couple apartment complexes, but not very many houses. But it's back in there. You can see the excellent turnout that they had. They figured over 200 people were there. 173, I think, were at the service. You're talking about not only members, but former members, people with connections to the church, guests. They brought back some of the former pastors. Mike Purcell, who had been the pastor, a very popular pastor for 10 plus years. I think he is in Florida now, retired. He came back and was one of the main speakers, but there was other pastors as well. It was just a great reunion day. That is Reverend Purcell there on the right, his wife Karen on the left. He was the pastor, and Karen helped a lot with the service. Excellent singing voice. She did a lot of singing there for the church to brighten up the services and make them more feeling. And in the middle, the reason that lady there, she's Minnie Perkins. Everybody in the Nazarene Church, a lot of people in Jackson know her. She's 97 years young, and she is the oldest living, continuing member of the Jackson First Church of the Nazarene. So she got some special love and attention there. So congratulations to her. The church goes back to 1930. There's your 95 years. They've been in their current building, which is a beautiful building, right off State Route 32. They've been there since 1998. One of the reasons that they were able to get the church, and this is in the story, this is very interesting. Jeremiah Shaver is a member of that church.
Okay.
And he did the story. It's going to be in Saturday's paper, a lot of stuff in Saturday's paper. But they were able to get, they own land just south of Jackson where the Walmart Supercenter is, okay? Walmart didn't own the land. The church owned the land. The church owned the land. I guess that was maybe prospective property for a new church because it was growing. And Walmart talked to them about buying that land from them. And the church, Walmart made them an offer, a lowball offer. The church didn't take it, held their breath because they really wanted to sell it and maybe get some money. And they made a counteroffer, and Walmart came back and accepted the counteroffer, and they ended up with about $300,000 more than they would have.
Awesome.
Because Walmart wanted that property. And by the way, we are in the first Jackson Walmart.
I know. I did know that. That was one of the first things I learned here.
Right.
So if you've ever been in the Stockmeister Plaza, you know that we are the old Walmart building.
But anyway, that story about the Jackson First Church of the Nazarene, that's certainly successful, a growing church. And 95 years young, and they celebrated that fact. Some things coming up on weekend. We want to talk about that here before our time runs out. Of course, football, Friday night football, and Saturday
night football.
Right, we're talking about football over the area, but we will focus on our two local counties here. That's directly covered by Main Street TV. Tonight, Oak Hill will be at Wellston. Intra-county rivalry, the South End against the North End at Wellston. They will do the Wellston Athletic Hall of Fame induction. 9 new members coming in. So it'll be a big night at Wellston. That game is at 7 o'clock. You can hear it on WYPC 1330 AM and 105.3 FM. It'll also be streamed and live and then posted on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel. Also, Vinton County takes the trip over to Waterford. That's north of Marietta. I know you've been to Marietta.
I have been to Marietta.
Long trip. So the Vikings open up on the road. That'll be on WYRO 98.7 FM. And of course, we'll also be on the app. We don't want to forget the app. Our road games will not be streamed. Now, that may
No.
change to a tournament maybe
Yes.
or special things, but that's the kind of the rule of thumb or guideline how we're doing it.
Unless we are already streaming that other team's game.
Right. In this case,
Yes, because-
Oak Hill gets a road game stream
Yes.
because they happen to be playing a team that we stream.
And remember, we cover teams throughout the region. So even if we're playing a team that's a little bit further away, there's a chance that that is a streamed game for us because we are streaming all of their home games. So we try to do as much as we possibly can. There are full schedules on the yourtotalmedia.com site. You can go yourtotalmedia.com/sports, and it'll tell you every game that we are covering on the radio and or one of our streaming services.
Right, and it's a lot. It's a lot, so you need to check.
It's like
But
200. It's like 260 games.
If you're a football aficionado, and we do some other sports too, more limited, but some other sports, you definitely want to check out what Total Media can do
Well, I
for
don't
you.
know if you know, but we've started streaming some of the local volleyball and soccer games as well.
I know a soccer game was done the other night, just last night at Jackson. Those two young ladies from the high school did a wonderful job doing that. But anyway, 7 o'clock kickoff for all the football games, including Jackson on Saturday night, playing Little Miami. They're making a long trip from over on Warren County on the southwest side of the state. And that game will be at 7 o'clock. And before the game, a little bit of a ceremony there. Jackson is going to be honoring some of the 1990s team, I think in the middle of that decade, that were championship teams. And there were some good ones. I was around to see them. There's more sports in the fall than football.
Yes.
And we are going to have in Saturday's paper, not a lot of papers do this, we have a separate fall sports preview to give those kids some attention to. Focusing mainly on soccer and volleyball, but we also have pictures of cross country, golf, and tennis in there. So Todd Compton was up all night working on that.
He was still here when I left last night.
Okay,
So
well, he was here when I got here this morning at 6:15.
well, hopefully you left somewhere in the middle.
He'll
but-
wake up before the Wellston Oak Hill game because
Okay.
he's covering that. So thanks to him there. So real quickly, one thing we haven't mentioned is that Terry Cavanaugh, who we had here on Main
Yes,
Street TV,
yes.
he wrote the other thriller book. He has another thriller book. It's just coming out, and he's going to do a book signing tomorrow at the Marquee at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock at the Marquee. And the title of his book is Fruit Loop Killer.
Yes.
All right.
I haven't read it yet.
The title's a hook, isn't it? and then there's going to be another book signing event in Wellston at Happenings Bistro, a restaurant. That's not going to be till Saturday, September the 13th. So Terry's very excited about that. So we will be back on Monday to kind of wrap up some of the stuff from the weekend, some stories we didn't get to, and whatever else happens that we can find out about. Exhale.
So Jen should be back on Monday, and we're pretty excited about that because the dog warden is coming in, and it is always a lot of fun chaos when the dog warden is here because they bring the dogs. So we should have puppies in the studio on Monday to greet Jen on her return and have a fantastic weekend out there, whether it's football or just getting out and about and enjoying life and enjoying our surroundings. So,
all right. Well, Cheryl, thank you for stepping in. You always do a great job when Jennifer can't be here. Thank you very much.
I try to help. So,
All right.
okay. Have a delightful weekend, and we will see you right back here on Monday.